Why are so many young men balding today? Well, I would argue that if you check their thyroid markers, you'll see that their free T3 is pretty low, you'll probably see that their TSH is high, and you'll see that their free T4 is also low. What does this indicate? Hypothyroidism. Do you need T3 or just a generally healthy thyroid to not lose your hair? Yes, you need that hormone. What happens if it's low? Well, suddenly you'll alter the growth phases in the hair follicle. And what will happen is that they don't go into the anagen phase where they're growing. They go into this sort of dormant state where they're not growing, or they're growing more slowly. Which means that, yeah, you experience hair loss, you experience hair thinning. What is causing all these thyroid issues? Obviously, it's many factors. We can't only say one. But I would argue that the main one is tech abuse. Using a lot of technology, EMF again, and blue light more specifically, an altered light environment. Why? Well, light is what controls cortisol. And unless your cortisol is on point, your thyroid will not be on point. Excessive cortisol blocks the conversion of T4 to T3. If that conversion is blocked, your T3 goes down and you lose your hair. That's how it works. Excessive cortisol also promotes T4 to be turned into reverse T3, which competes with T3, meaning it blocks it, meaning your hair falls out. Another thing is that it also messes up the receptors. The T3 receptors makes them less sensitive, and so you get more hair loss. So if you're spiking your cortisol by being under artificial blue light, or you're using a lot of radio frequency radiation, well, basically you're a tech abuser, you will lose your hair. And that's why you see people who are inside lose their hair, while you see people who are outside and very healthy, obviously they look healthy. They don't bald. Now, that's not an absolute statement. All I'm saying is there is definitely a correlation. Again, are there people who are going to be outside who are going to bald? Of course. Why? Because there are several causes. This is not the only cause, but I'm saying that this is the main cause in modern society. If you find any of this information valuable, join my community on Skool. The link is in the comments.